Significant legal development with regards to the Sambhal Masjid survey. The Supreme Court which is led by Chief Justice Sanjeev Khanna, has put a stay on the trial court's action. Supreme Court, without commenting on the merits of the case, has asked the Masjid side to approach the Allahabad High Court and has said that no further action can be taken in the case till the High Court hears the matter. Now, the matter, in fact, the Mandir side petitioner in this particular matter, who has been in the eye of storm, has said that this survey order is not a setback because the top court hasn't stayed the survey itself, since the survey has already been completed. Listen in to both sides.
Today, the Supreme Court has asked the civil judge to hold his hands till the High Court passes an appropriate order. Mr. Jain, how do you view today's order from the Supreme Court?
The Honorable Supreme Court has directed the Mosque Committee to file their petition before the High Court, and if the same is filed before the High Court within 3 working days, it will be listed before the High Court within 3 working days. Same is filed before the High Court, it should be listed within 3 working days. The Supreme Court has also directed the Advocate Commissioner to file its report in the sealed cover. The court has said that we are not expressing any opinion on the merits of the case.
So what are the observations from the Supreme Court regarding peace and harmony should
The Honorable Supreme Court was concerned with regard to peace and harmony to be maintained in the region, and the Council appearing for State of UP, Mr. K.M. Natarajan, has assured the court that they are taking all the possible steps to maintain peace and harmony.
So as of now, is there any per se stay on the survey?
No, there is no stay on the survey. Survey is already conducted. Now the report will be filed in the sealed cover. So how will there be stay on the survey when survey is conducted and it is over?
तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा, जो डिस्ट्रिक्ट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे थे एडवोकेट, उनसे कहा कि पीस और हार्मनी मेंटेन रहना चाहिए, मतलब अमन और शांति मेंटेन रहे। दूसरी बात ये कही कि अगर आपको 19 नवंबर 2024 का ऑर्डर आप चैलेंज कर रहे हैं, अपील फाइल कर रहे हैं हाई कोर्ट में, तो वो अपील 3 दिन के अंदर हाई कोर्ट में लिस्ट हो, एक बात। और दूसरी बात, जब तक वो अपील की सुनवाई नहीं होगी हाई कोर्ट में, तब तक निचली अदालत में, सिविल जज की कोर्ट में, संभल में जो सूट है वो आगे प्रोसीड नहीं करेगा, वो स्टे हो गया, स्टे ऑफ प्रोसीडिंग हो गया। और तीसरी बात उन्होंने अहम ये कही कि अगर कोई एडवोकेट कमिश्नर की रिपोर्ट है, सर्वे रिपोर्ट, उसको सील कवर में रखा जाएगा और उसको सील रखा जाएगा। तो ये 3-4 बहुत अहम बातें कही हैं। मैं समझता हूं कि बहुत अच्छा फैसला है सुप्रीम कोर्ट का, पूरे मुल्क के लिए और अमन और शांति को मेंटेन करने के लिए बहुत अच्छा फैसला है।
Let's take you through what exactly was submitted by the ASI a day before this hearing. Just yesterday, as per this affidavit submitted by the ASI in the lower court itself there in Sambhal, they've gone on to make some serious charges. They've spoken about how there were difficulties faced in taking up inspection of the monument. They've also gone on to say that there were objections to ASI's team from carrying out an inspection on ground. They've also gone on to say that ASI officials were prevented from entering the monument. They have said that inspection was possible only with the help of the district administration. They've further gone on to say that the Masjid Committee carried out various modifications and also say that it's difficult to ascertain violations under the 1958 Monuments Act. But it's the ASI affidavit which has clearly added this entire twist, where it has spoken about all of these difficulties and that how they were only able to carry it out despite the help or with the help of, in fact, the district administration. And there are also, in fact, images of, in this very ASI report, which talk about the before and after. You can see these images. Now, they are, of course, surveys that were carried out by Carlyle in the late 17th century as per this particular report. And it's on the basis of that those drawings compared with today's images have been put. And these show some amount of modification that has taken place outside of this particular structure that you can see, which is, of course, now disputed in a court as well. Now, moving on, BJP leader, in fact, Shalabh Mani Tripathi has tweeted old pictures from the Sambhal Masjid site, claiming that until 2012, before the SP government came to power, prayers were offered at the site where the Harihar Mandir stood. He's also tweeted pictures of wedding ceremonies to claim that the Harihar Mandir was converted to Jama Masjid. Let's now quickly take this across, in fact, to our guests who are joining us. With us is Dr. Kaushal Kant Mishra, BJP spokesperson. Rohit Agarwal, RLD spokesperson, is with us. We have Faizan Kidwai, SP's national spokesperson. Imran Ahmed Ali is lawyer and political analyst. Faizan, let me take you up first with what has been stated by the BJP spokesperson. He has put out certain tweets. You would have seen that tweet of Shalabh Mani Tripathi where he says there were marriages, there were other such ceremonies that were held, and there was indeed permission for Hindus to, in fact, worship at that particular location. which he says was stopped after the SP government came to power. Your response to that, Faizan?
See, Madhav, Shalabh Mani Tripathi is a repeat offender. He's a peddler of fake news. We all have seen the kind of fake news he keeps on promoting. He's the same Shalabh Mani Tripathi when the Bahraj issue was happening. He tweets an entire list of journalist names, all Muslims who are actually not even present there. Majority of the journalists were Hindus, if not all of them. But he gave a name, a list. Even I think your channel was also mentioned. So he's a peddler of fake news. This man could not be trusted. And as far as the photographs, this is ridiculous, Madhav. I have seen those photographs. In those photographs, how can you make an individual is sitting where, what is the place? And for photographs, Shalabh Mani Tripathi should be more worried about this photograph. Mr. Shinde is looking very uncomfortable here. And that's the reason, maybe because of this, that he has gone to his village and there's some problem in Mahajuti.
This is a very, very serious subject. Let's not divert here and there. There are serious charges being made on your party's member of parliament. You don't agree with Shalabh, that's fine. No, it's okay. You can disagree with Shalabh. You're entitled to your perception. But may I ask you a question on the basis of what ASI has submitted? Faizan, 1 second. Listen to me. The ASI says that we have tried repeatedly in the late 90s and earlier this year in June. On both those occasions, there was resistance to the Archaeological Survey of India entering this particular place where they say the structure is protected by the ASI. Given that it's an ASI protected monument, why has there been A, restriction on the ASI entering, and B, why have there been modifications which the ASI claims has taken place on the structure?
Madhav, first of all, see, on the 19th, there was no issue. Everything went on peacefully, despite the fact that the way the lower courts gave this permission, and the Honorable Supreme Court also has raised serious concerns about the same. That's the reason it has asked the lower courts not to act on this any further. It was in violation. I'm constantly saying this. It is in violation for provision of Civil Procedure Code 27, Order 39, Rule 1 and 2, Order 8, Rule 1, Order 1, Rule 10. Madhav,
may I just make one clarification? It's not about 19th or 24th. This survey was carried out in June of the same year. And the survey report was submitted in August of 2024. It's not about the 19th or 24th that we're discussing at all.
This is something new. All of us are listening today. Was there any information about this, what the ASI is saying, till yesterday also? No, because they are constantly building fake narratives. They are building fake narratives to make sure that the onus is shifted from the Bharatiya Janata Party to the Masjid Committee, because that's the Chal Charitra and character of Bharatiya Janata Party. They would keep shifting, Madhav. May I just put in this? You have seen what on the kind of observation Honorable Supreme Court has made about the UP police. It has strictly told them UP police is entering a dangerous area. Tell your DGP that the court will pass such a harsh order that he will remember for the rest of his life. And further, it also reprimanded the Yogi government of Bharatiya Janata Party to mend its ways, else it will intervene strongly. Why is it constantly saying that? It is constantly saying, and in the observation also, it highlights that maintain peace and harmony. That means
let's make it very clear. There were two separate hearings that took place yesterday and today. But since Faizan, you have made a one second. Allow me to please conduct this debate. Let me take this across to Dr. Kaushal Kant Mishra. Kaushal Kant Mishra, A, he says that the claims that have been made by a party spokesperson cannot be relied upon because wrong claims have been made by the same person earlier. That's the allegation of Faizan. And he says that false narratives are being created to divert from this main issue of the hearing that has taken place in the Supreme Court. Please respond to these 2 points made by Faizan.
Madhav, Mr. Faizan also said that ASI is also busting the fake news. What can I say about him? If he is objecting about his political respondent Shalabh G, and why he is saying that ASI is also filing a fake news? Akhilesh Yadav is a champion of fake news. He himself had tweeted the edited certain portion of video which is not correct. It is shown by every media channel, by you, and highlighted by many media channels. So Samajwadi Party is always the champion of fake news. There are certain facts I would like to bring you, that he is saying that this is this particular building is not a temple. There are Babarnama. There are certain books we have. It is cited in the case. Everything is mentioned by in the Muslim literature, by Muslim writer, by historian, that it was a temple and it was turned to a mosque, even if this particular structure under the control of ASI, first illegal act of Masjid Committee is that how a Masjid Committee can take over any site which is under the maintenance of ASI Act. It is violation of whole constitution. So this person, Samajwadi Party spokesperson and Samajwadi, doesn't recognize these irregularities because they find this problem as a vote bank gain. That is the only thing.
Okay.
Otherwise, you see, if there is, I am citing certain things. Just Madhav, give me 30 seconds more. If you see Sabrimala, a Muslim lady visited, approached to the court took the matter to the 5 judges, now refer to the 7 judges. 80% majority is silent. Ganesh Pratima, Durga Pratima stopped being passed in the rivers. 80% accepted. Jallikattu, 80% accepted. You have seen in Delhi, Chhat Puja had been stopped by the orders.
Okay.
We accepted.
But there's still no clarity from the BJP side on Place of Worship Act also. That's a question that is certainly remaining. But let me quickly bring in other panelists as well. I want Imran Ahmed Ali to come in on this. Imran Ahmed Ali, politically you may disagree with what your rivals in other political parties say. But at the end of the day, if the ASI is making certain submissions in the court, is that not going to be taken seriously? This has just been submitted yesterday, which is why perhaps Faizan is not aware of this particular submission. But this is something that will have to be looked into seriously because there are serious charges of alteration, of in fact, not allowing entry to certain people to that particular location. Imran.
So let's consider the fact that they filed a reply. It is well within their ambit to file a reply of this nature. However, to determine its authenticity, to determine its applicability and the necessary need of this particular reply is entirely upon the court. If we see today's Supreme Court's decision, the Supreme Court very clearly says that the matter will be listed before the High Court in 3 working days, showing that there was utter haste in taking this call. We're talking about a reply dated 20th of November. However, we forget that this particular decision for the survey was taken on the 19th. The survey team went within 2 hours of it being passed with police officials. So, it is this entire conduct. And that is why, you also have to consider that there is a separate PIL that has been filed with respect to the police atrocities in that particular area. Now, whether you say whether it was the ASI, whether they should have filed or not, absolutely, they're well within their rights to file the reply because they are a necessary party. However, the authenticity and how authentic that particular document or those proofs are entirely for the court to decide. So we are nobody here. And the real sad part is that my elected government should not be, this is at the end, it is a civil suit. It has to be determined by court. Why is an elected government taking sides? A over B, are you not the government for all of us? How can you take a side in a civil dispute of this nature and you're trying to take sides and saying this is right?
Let Rohit Agarwal respond to that. Rohit Agarwal, why is the government, which should be an impartial arbiter, taking sides in a civil dispute of this nature? That's the question coming in from Imran. Please respond, Rohit.
Government is just implementing the court order. That's it. Government is not taking anybody's side. Actually, the problem is this, that Samajwadi Party is saying that they are not aware about the facts. If they are not aware about the facts, that does not mean that facts get changed. This is your problem that you are not aware about the facts. The other thing is this, the way Samajwadi Party spokesperson is blaming Shalabh Tripathi. Shalabh Tripathi is not a general man. He is a MLA of Uttar Pradesh. So if you are talking about somebody who is elected by constitution, by the public of India, then you should have some respect before claiming anything. If something does not suit you, that really does not mean that you can say anything to any respected person who is already a MLA and he has worked even with media in past. The other thing is specifically that everybody knows what is the truth of Harihar Mandir is. There is no second thought that even Samajwadi Party or Congress or anybody do not understand what actually ASI is talking. They all understand, but they are trying to pretend that they are unaware about the facts. बाबर की गलतियों की सजा जुम्मन मियां को नहीं दी जा रही है, बट जुम्मन मियां अपने परदादा की सजा को, अपने परदादा की गलतियों को सुधारने को तैयार नहीं है. प्रॉब्लम यहाँ पे है.
Let's leave it there. Let's leave it there for the moment, Rohit Agarwal. Certainly, of course, it's for the courts to ultimately decide on this. Of course, multiple contesting versions that are out there in the public domain. We will, of course, have to go deeper into this as the courts delve into this issue as well. Dr. Kaushal Kant Mishra, Rohit Agarwal, Faizan Kidwai, Imran Ahmed Ali, I'd like to thank all of you for joining us this evening.